Pierre LeBrun. Could have been fireworks at the top of the draft tonight, hearing that the Blackhawks offered next year's first-round pick unprotected, plus another pick in return for the 4th overall pick. Believe it came pretty close, but the Blue Jackets passed. They really love Caden Lindstrom and couldn't pass up taking him. Then today, apparently Brian Hedger, our old friend from Columbus, told Laz and Powers that had Lindstrom been taken, they would have made the trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If the Ducks don't take Beckett Seneca and they take Lindstrom, Ivan Demidov and Artyom Levshunov are Blackhawks today.
Golly.
Crazy.
Screw you, Pat Verbeek.
Oh, my
Evergreen
gosh.
statement. That can be a new CHGO shirt. Screw you, Pat Verbeek.
Wow.
That's insane.
I didn't realize the Lindstrom part of that.
That's crazy.
That would have been amazing because that would have been like just 10, 15 minutes after, the meltdown of everybody who wanted Demidov and, all that. And all of a sudden, Kyle could have gone back to the stage and been like,
we got both of them.
We have. And then in a weird way, for the first time ever, everybody in Blackhawks universe could have been happy. No matter who you wanted.
Oh, my God.
Could have been happy together.
People would have found a way to pitch.
I'm sure there would have been people who have been like, oh, I can't believe you gave up a pick to get this guy unprotected next year. I mean, that's likely still a top 10 pick. Who knows where the lottery goes. But if that's your guy, again, Kyle Davidson, if that's your guy, go get him. It would have been the reaction would have been amazing.
Insane.
It would have been. He would have been the king of this city.
Oh, yeah.
He would have had like evergreen Dale Talon treatment.
All right, I have a question about this. What happens if the Blackhawks take Demidov at 2? If they still really wanted Levshunov, would they have made this move the other way?
Well, because Lindstrom would still be on the board.
Oh, so Montreal still takes Lindstrom.
Columbus wanted Lindstrom.
Columbus would have still taken Lindstrom, yeah. Right. But then, what does Montreal do? Do they stay there at 5, or were they really banking that Demidov was going to fall to them, and now he's not there, and now they say, well, maybe we trade back or something like that. And then maybe that's the Blackhawks' opportunity to be like, well, we still want Levshunov.
Well, they could have
go to 5. Who knows?
They could have lost that double because who knows? Maybe Pat Verbeek takes Levshunov there. They need a defenseman. They don't have they traded away Jamie Drysdale, one of their young top defensemen. Maybe they took they took Levshunov first because they were worried that he wouldn't be there at 4 if they tried to pull that off. But it all came down to the Blue Jackets' love for Caden Lindstrom. And again, if that's your guy and you love him, you've talked yourself into him so much for the last 2 months, you're not going to budge. Man, screw you, Pat Verbeek. That would have been so much fun.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been so much fun.
Our stream would have been wild.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the hockey world would have exploded. And it would have been
somehow getting
crazy.
2 out of the top 4 picks,
and yes, you give up your unprotected first next year. You still have another first next year, anyways.
Yeah,
right, you do.
And look, there's a chance that could be, depending on how free agency goes, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. That's still going to be a good pick. Even if the Hawks improve significantly, it's still going to be a top 10 pick next year, very likely.
Very likely.
And I wonder what the second pick offered was, and I just wonder, if Kyle Davidson said, what is it going to take to get this over the finish line? Would you have done next year's unprotected 18 and how far are you willing to go? And I like the fact that
I would imagine 18 was involved because there's no way Columbus is walking away with no first-round pick.
That's probably
year.
true, yeah.
Well, Scott Powers and Mark Lazarus did say it was a source told them that it was the first-round pick unprotected in next year's draft, and it was also the Blackhawks' 2025 second-round pick.
Okay, so no picks this year.
Didn't seem like it.
So, all right, let's say that's the package, and had they thrown in 18, would you still be okay with it? That's a lot. That's 2 top 20 picks.
That's an unprotected first. That's an 18th, and then a second. I mean, if you're walking away with both Demidov and Levshunov, yeah, that's fine.
I'm down with it,
because then think about this. Because then you still have 34 and 50 that you would have used this year.
But look, and I'm sure there's some people here saying he should have done more. I think Columbus really wanted
Yeah,
Caden Lindstrom.
They were sold more on Caden Lindstrom than the maybes of next year.
Yeah, and now you've got Fantilli and Caden Lindstrom down the middle for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
good Lord.
That's going to be, if all goes to plan for Columbus, which it hasn't in recent years, but there's new leadership there. If all goes to plan, that is going to be a fun, difficult team to play against down the middle.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it is. That would have been an amazing trade. It would have been a fun moment. I think, the two of us on the air would have been like, wait, what?
I had a very vulgar term for what I would have done yesterday, and I won't say it on the air, but
I think lots of people would have had that same reaction.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
It would have been an amazing moment.
Would have made the stream interesting.
As I always say, it takes two general managers to make a trade. Mm-hmm. He tried. He was trying out there, and he's very aggressive.
That's it.
He said, you know what? I think Vanaker's better than anybody I can get at 34 and 50, so I'll give up those picks to get my guy.
Make sure you get your guy.
And then got an extra third-round pick today. But look what he's done. When he took over the job, he had, for these first three drafts, at the time he took over, he had just two picks. None in 2022, and just his own picks in 23 and 24. And since then, he has made 8 first-round picks in his first
three drafts.
He's acquired 6 first-round picks in this short period of time.
Well, that's how you
and he has another 2 next year at this point. He could have, right now, if everything stays pat, 10 first-round picks in 4 years. That's how you do it.
But I also like to, and as awesome as it would have been to have this deal go down, and we all be thrilled about it, he also had some restraint and wasn't like, I have to make this happen. Yeah. I have to give them whatever they want to make this happen. He set a price. He was aggressive and said, hey, I'm offering you a very significant package here. Are you interested? I'm sure there was a little bit of back and forth about where these could go potentially, which picks are which, etc. And then Columbus said no, and he's like, all right, I'm not going to force the issue. I'm not going to end up giving too much here to cost our organization down the road. And when people wonder, like, well, why did he trade for a 2027 second-round pick? Now you're seeing is he's compiling these assets, so if he has something like this, he's got the ammo to go get it done. Now, like Greg said, it takes 2 teams to make it happen, but the aggressiveness is there. We've seen him. We saw it last year trying to get up and get Oliver Moore. No one bit. You saw this with Columbus. Columbus didn't bite, fine. But again, trading up into the first round to get another pick because he saw his guy. That's what you want from your GM. You want a restrained aggression.
We all silly like the mayor.